Anonymous asks, "Hey Kanaya, where have you been?" This may be a bit difficult concept to explain, however, I do my best to communicate it in simple terms. There is a thing outside the internet called the real life. Occasionally, when one is faced with an important or otherwise disruptive event, such as the universe ending or human puberty, one must detach from the internet and join the real life for a time until the disruptive event is dealt with in some manner. It's a bit troublesome, really. Anonymous asks, "Have you found Gamzee yet?" No. And to be quite honest, I've rather given up on doing so. While I still do believe that his actions deserve an equal consequence, I suppose I've come to accept that the elusiveness and ability to evade the mortality that haunts us all is simply a part of his nature. I'm not sure why, but it just is. However, if someone did manage to capture him, I would not waste a moment in taking the proper action. But until then, really just fuck that guy. Barnell asks, "What is your opinion of eggplants?" Rose, what is an eggplant? Rose? Anonymous asks, "Epic dances." That's not really a question, is it? Anonymous asks, "Your thoughts on the lovely Lalonde?" Unfortunately, I've only met one of them, so I can't provide an in-depth description. The newest one I have seen, but she was asleep. She had nice hair. As for Rose's mother, I did witness many of her antics while using my viewport to communicate with Rose. She was a very interesting woman. I suppose that would be the term. Which, I suppose, brings me to Rose herself. Frankly, I don't think it's even possible to briefly summarize what I think of Rose, but I will try. She has been infuriating at times, and deeply concerning at others, but overall, I count her among the best friends I've ever had, and personally, I believe her to be one of the most intelligent and beautiful women I've ever met. Huntress Wizard asks, "Opinions on your fellow trolls?" That is an extremely vague question, though I think it's fair to assume that you mean the original 11 that I played at Grub with. Individually, I suppose. I've always liked Aradia. She's a very nice and happy girl, though I really wish she would take better care of that mangy gold hair. She did grow a bit distant when she died, but I suppose that's to be expected when one is a ghost. I was very happy to see her alive again, though many things were occurring at the time, and I don't think I really got the chance to express that to her. Tavros. I don't think I ever really cared for Tavros much, though I did try to save him from Visca where I could. He was a bit too skittish for me, and he never did thank me for chopping off his legs. Solix. Karkat is a complicated individual. I don't know why, but I've always felt a strange desire to assist and facilitate his growth, though not entirely receptive to my efforts. More than anything, I just wish that he would stop being so hard on himself. Nepeta was easy enough to get along with, though I remember spending an inordinate amount of time fretting over her living situation and her wardrobe. She constantly refused any outfit I made her, though. Therese and I rarely talk, which isn't entirely different from how we communicated before at Scrub, which was not at all. I regret that I couldn't successfully intervene in a series of events that led to her blinding, but I suppose she got the last laugh in the end. Vriska. This is a difficult subject for me to broach. I spent much of my life harboring feelings for Vriska that she would never take note of, much less reciprocate. At the end, I feel I mostly just wanted to be rid of her and everything she had done. I can't say I have a terribly defined understanding of Equius. I know he cared for Nepeta deeply, though I tried to avoid interacting with him whenever possible, because he reeked of sweat, milk, and self-importance. I believe we all know how I feel about Gansey. Aridin and I were actually fairly good friends for a long time, though it ended badly for both of us. However, I'm still not sorry at all for what I did. He deserved it. I can't honestly recall caring for Thackeray too much, which is not to say I disliked her, but overall my opinion is rather apathetic. I do believe that she's at least partially to blame for the incident involving Aridin and Solus, though pinning that on her would be beyond pointless now. And to be quite honest, her fish ponds did grow very tedious after a while. I'm afraid that's the entire contents of my inbox. Please send more questions and follow for future updates. Goodbye for now, my darlings.